Netflix dedicates more time to adding to its ridiculously huge catalogue of streaming content, it's a bit tricky figuring out what show is for you. From crime dramas to dark superhero capers to quirky comedies, there's a little something for everyone. So, to make sure you spend more time watching and less time browsing, here's the best shows on Netflix to watch right now.
The next words out of your mouth ought to be the truth. Who are you?
Remember Saul Goodman, the shifty lawyer from Breaking Bad? This show is all about him. The series kicks off in the present day after the climactic events of Breaking Bad, and then immediately jumps back to when Saul was known as Jimmy McGill, a likeable, good-hearted guy who dallies loosely with the law. It's terrific getting to see him in his early days and discover just what happened before he turned slick. It's hard to imagine a Breaking Bad spin-off being able to cap the brilliance of that groundbreaking series, but thanks to the superb performance by Bob Odenkirk, who delves into practically every emotional state in its first season alone, it's just as good, if not better.
What can we do for you, Jimmy?
Charlie Brooker's sci-fi show is set just a few years into the future, a place where our every technological whim is accounted for, along with our ability to completely abuse them. The decision to locate it so close to our own time has made it one of the most talked about shows in years. An anthology series, each episode serves as a standalone story that investigates a particular piece of tech and how they could lead to mankind's downfall. While it's often described as sci-fi, it packs in elements from every genre imaginable. Depending on the story, a particular episode might be romantic, action-packed, or tense. But one thing they all have in common is that they're downright terrifying.
You ready?
On the surface, the new show from Parks and Recreation showrunner Michael Schur sounds familiar. Someone dies, experiences the afterlife, and embraces the comedy of the situation.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
The Good Place is not quite the same though, because instead it combines the cheerful glee of Parks and Recreation with the existential what the hellness of something like Lost. Kristen Bell stars as Eleanor Shellstrop, a self-centered individual who finds herself in the afterlife, don't call it heaven, alongside her soulmate. As well as being really, really funny, it also introduces us to another group of talented actors, and also packs some great dramatic twists and turns that you won't see coming.
Truly the saddest day of my life.
The morally grey baddie from Daredevil Season 2 returns for his own dedicated series. That's right, Frank Castle, aka The Punisher, is given an expanded storyline that delves deeper into his traumatic past and pushes forward into an even more troubled future. Like all good TV, The Punisher takes risks to try and push on into new territory. It doesn't really belong in the superhero genre. With fewer action pieces and less explosions than you would expect, you might have met Frank Castle before, but not like this.
Punisher, he's dead.
Just look like the work of a dead man to you.
For its first season, the award-winning anthology series concocted several new story strands all interwoven to paint an eerily similar story to the 1996 movie. That's what makes this a perfect series for drama, crime, and mystery lovers. You don't need to have seen the film, as this gloriously twisted piece of television stands on its own. Season 2 delves back into the past, and 3 leaps forward again, both of which tell tales of small-town folk who just can't quite catch a break. Plus, the cast is simply excellent. Who knew that Peter Stormare's assassin could be outdone by Billy Bob Thornton? He steals every scene he's in during the first season, and likewise for Kirsten Dunst in Season 2.
It's not the Minnesota I grew up in, I tell you that.
It was a risk to create a new Star Trek show several years before the events of the original series, but, as it turns out, it was a risk worth taking. Star Trek Discovery explores a whole new realm of the Trek universe through the experiences of Science Officer Michael Burnham. Yup, the captain isn't the lead here. That's the first of many smart decisions made by creators Brian Fuller and Alex Kurtzman, who deliberately avoid rehashing what worked in other Trek shows to craft something different, charting the experiences of the USS Discovery crew during wartime. Watch it and you'll get to see some strong, intelligent casting twinned with some of the most compelling storytelling of recent years, and that doesn't even touch on the twists and turns. This is the Daredevil fans have been waiting for. The first of Marvel's Netflix universe charges out of the gate, a blustering blend of brooding character drama, hyper-real action, and some of the best villainy since Heath Ledger embodied the Joker. The show received universal applause for its uncompromising take on blind lawyer-turned-superhero Matt Murdock, who vows to rid the streets of its criminal element no matter the cost. It boasts some of the most adventurous stunt choreography ever seen in a TV series. It's simply breathtaking to witness Murdock's athletic prowess, because, he's blind. The ambition of the first season has yet to be bettered elsewhere in the Netflix Marvel universe.
Just trying to make my city a better place.
Mindhunter sets about recreating the fledgling days of serial killer profiling at the FBI. This is not your typical weekly crime procedural. Instead, this dark gem opts for the long, slow burn as Jonathan Groff's eager agent and his disgruntled colleague stray into dangerous territory, interviewing incarcerated serial murderers. Based on the true story of the first FBI profiler, his personal story is interwoven perfectly during the course of the first season, which tells episode after episode of rich, textured storytelling that'll get under your skin and stay there.
There's a lot more like me.
Do you think so?
Stranger Things is the binge-watch series of the last few years. The Duffer Brothers cobbled together a patchwork of 80s references, then siphoned all of that into a killer plot about government experiments on members of a small town in Indiana. Things come to a head when a young lad goes missing, causing his mother, played by Winona Ryder, and friends to come to terms with the strangest possibility, that there's a parallel world to ours. And it's not nice. The whole cast is terrific. However, it's the young leads who steal the show. Scurrying around Hawkins on their bikes in the dead of night and hunkering down in basements trying to find their missing pal, they will melt your hearts.
Maybe Will saw something that he shouldn't have.
It's hard to believe Breaking Bad recently celebrated its 10-year anniversary when it remains one of the best TV shows to emerge in recent times. The killer premise of a chemistry teacher turned meth dealer spins out of control across 5 seasons. The teacher in question, Walter White, transforms from nice guy to anti-hero while hiding his illegal shenanigans from his family. Just when you think the stakes can't get raised any higher, Mr. White steps up his game, taking his quest to ever-crazy heights of excess. His quietly simmering rage is spectacular to watch thanks to a nuanced turn from Bryan Cranston, who manages to make White an incredibly compelling character.
Would you say he's your hero?
Oh yeah, yes ma'am. Totally. My dad is my hero.
So, those are the best shows on Netflix to watch right now. Let us know which one was your favourite in the comments, click the box on the left for more content from us, and don't forget to hit that big button in the middle for more entertainment news, reviews, previews and features right here on GamesRadar.